So we are going to be working with the employee controller. So let's open that up. We're going to create a couple different views for the index action method. The first one we're just going to call index. And at this point, we're not going to put much in those views. We're going to be adding to them in the next few hands-on exercises. So right now, we're just going to create one. I'm going to add the view. This one we are going to call index. And we're going to keep all the defaults, which include using the layout. So I'm going to click on add. And then we'll go back into the employee controller. We're going to create a second view, and this one is going to be called manager index. And so instead of just calling it index, we're going to call it manager index. And we'll keep everything else at the default. So at this point, under employee, we should have index and manager index. And now we're going to go back into the employee controller, and we're going to add the code so it knows which view to route to. And this is going to require that they enter a parameter. So the parameter is going to be a string. And it's going to be the type of employee. So we're just going to call it string type. And first thing we need to do is retrieve that parameter. So I'm just going to call this variable T for type. And we're going to set that equal to the type that we grabbed off of the URL, but we do need to clean it. So we're going to do the HTTP utility. Here it is. .html encode. And then in parentheses, type. So that'll clean it up, make sure we don't have any malicious injection, and it will store it in the variable P. Okay, so now that we've got that value retrieved, we are going to check it using an if statement. So we're going to say if the value we retrieve, T, is equal to M. Okay, M for manager. Then we're going to do two things. So we're using curly braces here. We're going to set a viewbig.title equal to manager index. And then we're going to return the view. And the view is manager index. Okay, so this is the name of the view that we just created. Okay, so that's what we're going to do if it's true. If it is false, then we're just going to return the regular index view. So let's save this. And then if you want to test it, you can. And let me pull this over here. So if we just go to employee/index. Okay, so this is just taking us to that default one. But then if we do the index question mark type equals M, that takes us to the manager index. So I'm going to close out of here. And in our next hands-on, we are going to be actually kind of fleshing out these views so that they look a little bit more interesting. And you're also going to be learning how to do some custom